Boom, we're live. We'll see how well this works today. The lighting's very, very strange. It's very bright out, as you can tell. Yeah, I wanted to go live. I'm bored right now, waiting on some customer freight that brings me back to the Midwest. And I want to talk a little bit about the difference that I've experienced hauling customer freight versus broker freight. And this was something that, it took me a long time to understand the value of hauling customer freight. Let's go back a couple of years when the freight market was just on fire. I happened to be leased on to a carrier that over the course of his career building his business, he did a lot of work in getting customer freight. So when the market was on fire and we were all receiving insane rates per mile from brokers, there was times that I took less per mile and hauled customer freight. And at the time I was a new owner operator. I didn't really understand why for instance, why was I taking a load for $5,000 that maybe on the load board I could have got for $55,000 or $6,000, right? To me, it didn't really make sense. And the carrier I'm leased onto was explaining to me the importance of customer freight and what customer freight does for a carrier or an owner operator in a down market. So I ran a lot of customer freight. The customer freight still paid outstanding when the market was on fire. They knew that the carrier that I'm leased onto didn't have to haul their freight. We could haul brokered freight all day long because capacity, volume was there. The capacity in trucks really wasn't at the time, but the volume was there. So these customers paid very well. Not as great as what I could get on the open spot market, right? Well, let's fast forward now to 2023. And a lot of us are feeling the pinch if we are running all of our freight off the spot market. The DAT load boards, whatever load board it is you use, we're feeling the pinch in that, right? That is not to say that in all markets the freight is horrible. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I took a step back from YouTube and I've started watching it again, and I'm seeing a lot of things that just, for me, I don't understand. And maybe it's because I'm still a new owner operator, or maybe it's because I'm a little naive. I admit that I have a lot to learn, even though I've been in this industry 25 years of my life. My entire adult life, I have been, hold on one second. I have been in the transportation industry since 1999. Hold on. So I have a lot of years of experience in this industry, not only being a truck driver, but having all different types of positions within the transportation industry. I've always found my way back to trucking, where I'm in the driver's seat, right? But let's talk about right now and why I think hauling customer freight is very, very important. And this is what I'm getting at. So I've been watching YouTube lately, and I've seen a lot of videos on guys talking about, guys and gals, about the pinch that they're feeling, right? And then I kind of look at their equipment, and I look at things that I've heard them say on YouTube, or maybe the lifestyle that they live on YouTube. And I kind of wonder if a lot of their problems aren't self-induced and really not the market problem. You know what I mean? It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to blame brokers. It's easy to say brokers are keeping everything. Fuel is high. There are so many excuses, correct? We can all agree on that. And then we're dealing with like a lot of inflation on things, tires, trying to get your work done, shop fees. Like there are so many things that are stacked against us. I mean, that's just a reality. And not only us as owner operators or one truck, one trailer, but also like some bigger companies, companies with 200, 300 tractors are feeling the pinch. A lot of them are closing, right? But I look at my situation and then I see things on YouTube, right? And I heard somebody on YouTube say that these low rates, they're not able to pay themselves and this and that, and they're losing money. And maybe being a company driver, they could earn more money. And this is where the naive part of me comes in. So I'm willing to admit it. Maybe we can have a conversation, right? But like, maybe you're paying yourself too much. Like, did that ever like cross into your thought process? You know what I mean? And I'm not like calling anybody out or anything. I'm just saying like businesses, like fuel prices shouldn't affect your pay, right? Like if you were a company driver because fuel prices went up, your pay doesn't change, correct? Maybe I'm wrong there, but like my pay never changed when I was a company driver, like never went down. My pay only ever went up when I was a company driver through raises and things like that. So like I look at my business, if you want to call it that, and my business is not struggling. Like, has it felt a pinch? Absolutely. I am not here to say things are like just awesome all the time, right? But like I pay myself regardless of if like I work or not, right? Like I'm a salary employee of my own business, right? And my business has capital and my business still is earning capital in this market. And I think part of that is because of all the customer freight I haul. I've talked in videos that I've put out about wanting to haul more customer freight in 2022, working less on the load board. And I'm living up to what I'm saying. I'm hauling 75% customer freight. I am, which I want to make this clear too. Like the contracted freight is being affected with the lower rates per, like shippers are trying to save money right now, right? Or like trying not to blow up their shipping costs like they did a couple of years ago. So like, just because I'm saying I'm hauling contracted freight doesn't mean like it's home runs all the time, right? But I'll say this, like I happen to be in an area right now where the national reefer rate is like $2.40 a mile, right? So that means you might find some loads for like $3 a mile, and you might find some that are, $1.75 a mile. If I wanted to leave the area I'm in right now and go back to Minnesota, it'd be like $1.75 a mile. Now, I look at that, I'm like, man, that's so low. That's so low. But then I talk to some old timers. Now, like I said, we can make the argument fuel wasn't as expensive. The equipment costs weren't as expensive, like the tires, the maintenance. You can make that argument, and I can't argue with that. Those are facts. But like you talk to some of these old timers, and they talk about how, like if they were making, $1.25 a mile, they were like loving life, right? But I look at the customer freight I'm hauling, and I have not hauled customer freight yet for under, or like all my customer freight that I have hauled in 2023 has been above the national averages everywhere I am. So I live in the Minnesota, right? The national reefer average in Minnesota has been hit hard too. It's like 305 a mile. If I'm hauling customer freight out of Minnesota, I'm getting 375. There are occasions I'm still getting $4 a mile to haul that freight. Is it every time? No. But I believe that the consistency that these customers have given the carrier that I'm leased onto, and the customers that I've went out myself as a contractor and obtained, like I went out and got my own customer. Obviously I had to have the support of the carrier, but I went out and did that. It's a separate customer than what the carrier went out and got. Is their volume super high? No, their volume's not super high. So I can't I can't count on them every single day. But you know what? Every time they have freight, they call me. They let me know. I try and haul it. The last 2 times they've called, I haven't been in a position to haul their freight. And he's like, oh man, we'll get to you, Scott, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll catch you on the right day. So they're staying consistent. You know what I mean? And they're keeping me in the loop. And let me share this with you too. I'm out on the East Coast right now, right? And I was supposed to pick up a customer load on Thursday in Massachusetts. The shipper, who's not the customer, the shipper didn't have the product ready. So the customer contacted me on Wednesday and said, hey, they don't have that load. Would you be willing to do this for us instead? I got a video coming out in a couple of days, maybe even later today, that talks about I did a 170-mile deadhead for a customer to pick up their freight, right? And instead of having it be 1 day of transit, it ended up being 2 days with 2 picks. They paid me, on top of what the load paid, an additional $350 for out of mileage pay and a layover. Now, vice versa, if that was a broker load, and that broker called me at the exact same time that the customer did to cancel the load, because we all know that's what the broker would have done. They would have canceled the load. He wouldn't have given me an option on something else. Well, if he called me 12 hours before the shipment was scheduled to be picked up, well, then I don't even get a truck order not used, and I'm stuck in frickin' Massachusetts the day of trying to book a load, which if you book your own freight, can you still hit a home run day of? Absolutely. It is way more difficult to do that. So like, for instance, I left my house last Friday. My entire week up until today was planned out on Wednesday and Thursday before I left my house. So we're talking like 9-10 days in advance that my entire trip from leaving Minnesota, the loads I did that brought me out east, and then the loads that I did out east that bring me back to Minnesota. So you figure that's like, what is that? I left last Friday. I will be home Wednesday, this coming up Wednesday. So however many days that is, 10, 11 days, like my loads through customers. I did haul 2 brokered loads out here. Both of them were not on the load board. They are brokers that I've worked with consistently, that every time I'm out here, they have freight for me. But I can't consider that customer freight, right? Those were brokered loads that eventually probably would have hit the load board. But I was calling them 9 days before I could pick up the load. And they're like, yeah, we have this scheduled where, what do you want for it? And they gave me exactly what I wanted for it. Now, I'm also realistic, right? Like, I understand the market that I was in, let's say New Jersey to Massachusetts. There was a time you could get like $1,500, $1,600 to run that load. It's 200 miles, like 240 miles. No, it's more than that. 287, I think. But that market right now, they're pushing loads for all the way down to $750 to like $1,000. I got it for $1,200. Like I said, 9 days in advance. They didn't have to. The guy just said, "Hey, what do you want for it?" I said, "Same as last time, $1,200." Okay. So I believe running customer freight and having connections right now has really, really helped me like continue to be successful. Right now, that doesn't mean that like I'm swimming in cash the way I was, not that long ago. Like I was able to save an extraordinary amount of money when the market was on fire. And I had to tap into that with the Mac and do a lot of maintenance last year on the Mac, $45,000 worth of maintenance on that truck. So I tapped into some of that reserve, right? And that reserve is harder to replenish right now, but I'm still replenishing it. Like I can still set thousands of dollars aside a week just in my savings. You know what I mean? That is above and beyond my operating costs and my fixed costs. You know what I mean? And I really believe that's because of customer freight. The customer freight has taken a knock on like the rates, right? I'll share this with you. I am going to haul a customer load that brings me back to the Midwest for, it's like $700-800 less than it used to be. But you know what? It is far and like it is so far better than anything out here on the East Coast that I know how much it costs me to run that lane, to haul this LTL freight. I know what it costs me. I know all the customers that I deliver to on this LTL lane. So like the times I can manipulate, I can deliver 24 hours early at some of these places because they're not big chains. So like running this customer freight has kept me very profitable. And when I see things on YouTube about fuel costs and tires are affecting your pay, like that doesn't make sense to me. Why can't your pay change to the revenue of your business? Like that's what it's affecting. It's affecting the revenue to your business. It shouldn't affect your pay unless you're just so extended that you need $10,000 a month in pay, you know. And like I said, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm being mean, maybe I'm doing all these things wrong, but I'm glad that customer freight has stayed consistent in the lanes I run. When I look at the broker board or I look at the DAP board, the consistency just isn't there. And then the rate that they want me to haul it, I called a broker one day and said, hey, you know, how about an extra $150 to cover my tolls? And his exact words were, I post the rate. It's firm. That's why I post the rate. So that brokerage, I won't, like, they're not willing to negotiate anymore. I probably never will use them unless I need them in a pinch. But anyways, let me get to a couple of comments here. I vented there a while because I'll be honest with this too. Like I've been very like, you know, I shaved everything off, right? Like I did that because I wanted to change. I've been struggling, like, I don't want to say mentally because it's not like depression or anything like that, but I've been struggling with the fact of, yes, things are tough. Inflation is absolutely real. But like to hear the things I hear and to see the things I see, and I don't want people to struggle like in life at all. I hate when people struggle. I feel bad. I have empathy. But the other side of me is like, man, do something. Stop complaining and freaking do something. How long do you have to say and repeat yourself and do the same damn thing before you realize it's not the market, it's not the broker, it's like you. You know what I mean? And I've been struggling with that. And maybe it is a little bit of like depression or I don't know what the word is, but I feel like I'm trying to bring enlightenment or bring joy to an industry that I absolutely love when everybody else is just tearing it apart. And I think part of the reason they're tearing it apart is they're not willing to look in the damn mirror and change. If you're going to bitch about brokers all the time, go out and do something about it. If I can do it, I know all you that are in here, the 17 people, can frickin' do it. Because I am not special at all. And this idea of, well, I was forced into something. I was told I had to do this. Like, no. You always have choices. You always have options. Don't limit yourself. Don't handcuff yourself. You always have the ability to adapt, the ability to change. You know, I guess I'm just fed up with it. Maybe that's the right word. Anyways, I'll say hi to a couple of people here real quick. Stuart's in the house. What's going on, man? Driving with John's in the house. What's going on? You come back at the wrong time to watch YouTube. So much negativity right now. This is great time to be a carrier if you know what to do. Stuart, I agree with you, man. Like, we joke about here, I don't want to share too much. Like, you're absolutely right, Stuart. It's a great time to like be a business owner. Like, businesses aren't always like perfection. They have hard times. They have down times. They learn how to adapt. They make some very tough business decisions. I'll share this. The one thing I wish I wouldn't have done, although last month's fuel savings in this new truck paid the truck payment. That's something I'm willing to share. The fuel savings paid my truck payment. But that is one thing I wish I didn't have right now. I wish I didn't have the truck payment, but I do, and I have to just roll with that. You know what I mean? But the fuel savings alone paid the truck payment. Killian's is in the house. What's going on, brother? How are you? I wonder if this works this way. Instead of trying to scroll down, I am. Yeah, Turbo, I don't want to say I'm right because I know I'm naive. Like, I was talking to DIY yesterday and talking about this guy I used to work with. His name was Harvey, and he was, back in the day, like when I was 19, he was like 70, still driving truck. And for years, he always called me a greenhorn. I think I had worked for this company for like 5 years, and then he retired, and he never called me by my name. It was always greenhorn. And I didn't know what greenhorn meant at the time. And then, I ended up finding out what it meant, the newbie, the new guy, the idiot, all that, you know what I mean? And I've only been an owner-operator 2.5 years, right? So not even. 27 months, is that right? Yeah, 27 months. So I still have a lot to learn, but I know I'm not in the boat as a lot of other people. And I can contribute some of that to the mentorship that I have in this industry and outside of it. And the other thing is, like, I have to give myself credit because I don't pay myself an extraordinary amount of money every month. I pay myself a healthy income that provides for my family. That's why I'm doing this, to provide for my family, and maybe, because I have a number, right? I do things outside of YouTube, but I have a number. And that number, I feel like, can be reached quicker running this trucking business versus me working for somebody. And then I look at the freedom that this gives me, and that freedom is absolutely priceless to me. I can't put a dollar amount on the ability and the fact that I can say no and stay at home and enjoy time with my wife and my daughters and my stepson and not be forced to do something. I can never put a price on that. That's because you're ahead of the game and doing it smart. Well, John, I listen. I think a lot of us get into being an owner-operator because we want to set the rules. We want to do what we want to do. We want to make all this money. And sometimes we need to just shut up and listen and pay attention to, like, people that have done it, people that are successful at it, and people that want to grow. And I think sometimes we just need to shut our damn mouths and listen and understand that no matter the amount of skill, no matter the amount of time that you are in something, there's always somebody that knows more. And I don't care what it is you do. There's always somebody that knows more or has a better way of doing it. And if we just drive around or run our business with our mouths talking and our ears shut, I think that's a recipe for disaster. Like, I really do. Doc Holliday says, LTL in my day or my way of making good money. Yes, it is. And it's, it's doing things that other people don't necessarily want to do, right? And do I want to do 9 stops? Do I want to, at times with my schedule, like not sleep? No, I don't want to have to do that. But I also understand as a business, like that is a way for me to continue to grow. That is how I'm able to buy a used truck, a new truck for me, purchase trailers, do the things that I'm trying to do to build something. Is just do things other people don't want to do. I've shared before that I don't like to go to New York City. I've never been, right? It scares me. Well, you know what? I went to a place yesterday. I went to Union City, New Jersey. I got a video coming out in the next couple of days. Watch it. Because where I did a pickup was the tightest place that I have ever put a tractor trailer, without a doubt. It was the most intimidating place I have ever brought a tractor trailer. And I am so glad that I did it. I'm proud of myself. I'm able to say that because I was nervous. I was facing oncoming traffic, getting loaded on the street. Like there was so many things that I was uncomfortable with doing, but I took a deep breath and I did it, and I conquered a fear of mine that now I know I can go to that place that a lot of people don't want to go to. I get why I do some of the things I do now because it generates me good revenue. Cents per mile says inflation on tires and you still gonna inflate them? What a scam. Good one, cents per mile. I like that. I've been watching a lot of your content. Do you have a wrench? I'm so bad at doing that. If you have a wrench, drop your link to your channel. Same with you, Driving with John. It's easier to be ahead of the game in the downtime than to catch up in a downtime. Yeah, John, I agree, man. I agree. And I know that you've shared on your channel, like, some of the struggles that you've had with your truck as an owner operator and things that you wish you would have maybe done a little different. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, John, you're right. And leadership, man. I mean, leadership's important. People that you can call that give you good advice. Try and listen to that. RJ's in the house. Hey, RJ, thanks for coming back, man. I know you live in North Dakota and didn't like the fact that I said Minnesota was better, but I appreciate you coming back. I just watched your video going to Maryland. I thought you were in a Mac. No, I got rid of the Mac. I actually sold it. Kind of a bittersweet thing, but yeah, I sold the Mac and I bought a International LT with a Cummins. I sold the Mac, or I got out of the Mac for fuel economy reasons. I got 7.9 miles per gallon coming out here with warmer weather. I couldn't obtain that in the Mac. And what I mean coming out here, I mean coming from Wisconsin out to Pennsylvania and I-80. So I was getting above 8 miles a gallon in this truck until I hit Pennsylvania and going up and down the hills. And then I took 322? If Jackknife's in here, he'll know. I believe it's Highway 322 in Pennsylvania. I always want to say 332, but I believe it's 322. You take Highway 22 to get there, I think. Oh, no problem, man. David Edwards is in the house. What's going on, brother? How are you? Barry's in the house. Morning, homie. Seen any bridges lately? Yeah, Barry. I've been bridge hopping out here on the East Coast. It's a lot of fun. I actually, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was in, was I in Connecticut? I was somewhere up there in the New England area, and I was like, this is such a, cool place. And I know a lot of people don't like New England. It's super expensive, and maybe you're political views or whatever, but parts of that area are so nice. But the bridges, I Obviously, you're paying for all the bridges you cross, but yeah, I like the bridges. I think they're super cool. The architecture behind a lot of them are cool. When you actually like research them and like learn about the bridges, man, it's cool. Like the Delaware Memorial Bridge is paid for by all the tolls. Like that, it supports itself. Um, you know, I don't know, man. I like the bridges. Uh, with both feet in the house. Hey, everyone. Hope all is well. I have to go get rolling. We'll have to replay later. Take care and God. Yeah, take care too. With both feet. The man, the myth, the legend is in the house. DIY semi. Aren't you jumping into a freezing pond today? What time? Oh, I hit that. 1 o'clock Central Time, right? DIY. 1 o'clock Central Time. I believe DIY is doing the polar plunge, the redneck polar plunge for Make-A-Wish. So if you haven't already, money sign DIY semi, his Cash App. Donate to Make-A-Wish. Donate to Make-A-Wish. Yeah. All right. With both feet says, did you find Killian's by that bridge the other day? No, I stay away from the Mackinac Bridge or whatever it's called. Jerome Jones is in the house. What's going on, Big Money? Snorlord, the metalhead Viking caveman trucker. I'm entering the chat. You may now begin. Well, what's going on, Snorlord? How are you? I was hoping you were going to go live this morning. I know it's Saturday, but I woke up early. I can't fall back to sleep. I was hoping you were going to go live. Yes, I did get into a fight with a razor. Man, the lighting is just so bright. Yes, the razor won. Is this kid old enough to have a CDL? DIY, I've had my CDL longer than you, bro. Longer than you. Or I've at least trucked longer than you, I believe. Or maybe that was Cash. I know one of you I've been around longer. I don't know, DIY seems sketchy. Come on, guys. I'm 42 years old. 42 years old. Yeah, have a great polar plunge. I don't think so. His boss must have overlooked his age. No, guys, come on. Bull of the Woods is in the house. What's going on, brother? Dude, I got 3 baby mamas and 6 dogs. Can't make it on $1,200. Help a brother out. Man, that's a lot of baby mamas and a lot of dogs. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Some of us overextend ourselves, and we don't want to all be quiet. Family-friendly show, Barry. When I want to change, I put on fresh underwear and go for a walk. There you go. I went for a nice walk last night. Super cold where I am. The wind was like blowing very aggressively, so it was pretty cold out here where I am. RJ, 17 watching, 5 likes. RJ, you'll get to know people hate me. People don't like me. And I'm fine with that. So I'm just kidding, by the way. I know everybody. The like supporters, 17, 18 people that are in here, like they're the core people, You're a smooth operator. There you go. Come on with it. Oh, look at who's in the house. Zimmerman Seal Coat Company. What up, dog? How are you? You said you're not special. If you knew, you said you're not special. I've known you a while now, and you are special. Yeah, very special. I know what type of special you're talking about there, too, Zimmerman. Come on now. We're going to need to see that ID? No. Who's DIY? Oh, come on, Driving with John. My ID says I was born in 1980. That makes me 42 years old. Doc Holliday is in the house. Says, being dependable and doing what you promise is why you're in demand. Well, I hope so. I try and do the best job I can. I also show up appropriately. Now, that's not to say sometimes I do throw on. I have 2 pairs of like sweatpants in my truck, right? But more, very seldom do I even show up in those. I mean, I show up in my hoodies or my flannel with my work boots, my boots or my tennis shoes on, and I show up places trying to be as professional as I can. I have my pickup numbers ready. If I read a sign that says wear a vest, I put my vest on. I try and do things the right way. 3 tablespoons of Chin Fuzz, half a cup of butter, mix well and put in 350 preheat oven for 45 minutes. That is hilarious. Come on with it. Man versus Road. What's going on, bro? I actually thought about you the other day. I was going to give you a call. It's been a while. I hope everything's good with you, bro. Stuart's in the house. Barry says, have you ever gone ice fishing and caught a broker? That apparently exists at 1 p.m. today. Good point. Barry, you are on point, man. You are on point with that. What a great name. Walking each other home. That is bravo. That is a great name. Breathing is good. Take a deep breath and let it out. Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. There's times I have to do that. I get stressed. I get nervous. You would think after 25 years, 24, whatever it's been, of experience, all the experience I have driving a tractor trailer, you wouldn't think I would get, nervous, but I do. And there's times that I do have to take that breath, and I do have to just understand it's part of my job. I'm a professional, but yeah, I do take a lot of deep breaths sometimes. There you go. There he is, the insult investor. What's going on, brother? How are you? Yeah. Can he even find him now? Come on with it. I don't know. David Edwards, doing well. Started CDL school April 3rd. You dropping some good nuggets of knowledge. Well, thank you, David, and congratulations. How long's your school? Is it like 3 weeks, a month, something like that? RJ says, haha, I'm amazed you remember that I commented about Minnesota versus North Dakota. Wish all the best to you, bud. Come up to Fargo and a beer is on me. Yeah, man. I haven't been to Fargo in a while. We actually have a customer in Fargo, Grand Forks area that if I head out that way, I don't go. I know Fargo isn't very west of the Twin Cities, it's northwest, but a lot of the lanes I run are just Minnesota out east. But yeah, I'll swing up there again. You know what? We should go catch a Bison game. I've never been to that stadium, and it's so damn cool when you drive by it. Kelly Patterson's in the house. What's going on, Kelly? How are you? Start cooking. I need some mouth-watering content. Oh, that came out wrong. Oh, I'm gonna get beat up for that. There we go. Come on with it. Does the carpet match the drapes? We're gonna be quiet. 42 just put 42. You still in diapers? No, I'm not in diapers. Come on now. I am young, but I don't know. It's I'm almost caught up here. I thought about telling him. Sorry, it just jumped on me. Insults, laughing. I must have said something. Oh, probably what I just said. I thought about telling him to put milk on the mustache. Yeah. So that was part of the problem, Kelly, is every time I was eating something, because I didn't have time to take care of it, I was biting it. There was food all over it all the time. I needed a damn change. I needed to shave it off to feel different, I guess. Okay, what did I miss? Good luck from RJ. I missed something here. Kelly Patterson. Zimmerman Seal Coat Company. Gotta go plow. Stay safe out there, brother. Dude, hit me up sometime, man. If anybody lives in Minnesota and you need some seal coating work done or some asphalt work done to your driveway or your business, check out Zimmerman Seal Coat Company. They're a great company. I know the owner. The guy is fantastic at the job that his business does. Will a tanning bed fit in the bunk? You know, it might fit on the top bunk, or I could remove the top bunk and put the tanning bed right here. I like the lower bunk. It is a very comfortable bed, so I like it. Kelly's laughing at me. Yeah, RJ, go ahead and drop me an email. It's in my about page, I believe. trailertruckingf8@gmail.com. Yeah, you mean Greg and Joe? Come on with it, Greg and Joe. Steve, I don't know a Steve. You could be. There's so many of us. I don't know which one you're talking about. Joe's the one I usually reference a lot, or Stanley. Greg's another guy I reference a lot. They haven't seen it yet. They're gonna make fun of me. Yeah, Joe. LOL. Question: how hard is it to get used to sleeping in a small bed? David Edwards. This is like a not full size, twin. Like it's a bigger twin mattress, right? Twin's a single bunk. This is bigger. It's not hard. I do miss. I have a king size bed at the house. We have I'll always recommend this too. Get a Sleep Number bed. They're fantastic. I don't know. It wasn't hard to get used to. You don't roll off. I have counters on each side, so I don't roll off the bed. I think sleeping, so the top bunk is smaller than the bottom bunk. That might be hard to sleep on, but I don't sleep up there. There's not even a mattress up there right now. It's just storage. I don't know. I think the hardest part about learning how to sleep in the truck is all the sounds, right? You're going to get woken up by a purge valve on the truck parked next to you, or, for some reason people think they need to idle their trucks all night long when it's, 55, 60 degrees out. So just getting used to all the sounds. I run a reefer, so sometimes the reefer kicks on and wakes me up, or I turn it on continuous when I go to sleep. That way it won't kick on. It just stays running, and it's kind of white noise. Those are the things that you have to get used to. Holy cow. Kelly Patterson says, been watching cooking videos by Michelin. Did I say that right? Michelin star chefs. Tips, tricks, and techniques. Well, you should probably join that, Kelly. And you know what? Maybe they should do a reality show like the Iron Chef of truck cooking, because you would win. You would absolutely win. Come on with it says, I bought a regular mattress at Costco for the bunk. Works great. Yeah, that's cool. That's what I did too. Mine wasn't from Costco. Mine was from, where did I buy it? Slumberland, I think. Maybe Ashley Furniture. I don't remember where I bought it from. But yeah, it's a great mattress. I like it. I've thought about putting like one of those, what are they called? Memory foam mattresses in here, but I've heard that they get you get really hot, and I don't want to be sweating when I'm sleeping. Driving with John says, hey, Fade, I will be dropping some new DOT regulations that most drivers don't know about yet in my live tonight. You should come join me. You know what? If I'm not driving, I will. Otherwise, I'll turn you on and listen while I'm driving. I have to, once I get loaded this afternoon, I'm going to have to do some driving, and I actually should try and sleep, but for some reason I can't sleep. Come on with it says Costco prices are half of a mattress store. Yeah, I don't belong to Costco. I belong to Sam's Club, and I suppose I should have checked there, but I didn't. I just bought what I saw and wanted, so I bought it. Put a sleep number in the truck. I would love to. So if you ever stop at the I-80 truck stop in Iowa, Wilcott? What's that city? Wilcott? They have one of those adjustable beds in there, and I've thought about doing that, but no, I'm fine with just this. Cheapness. Jackknife TV's in the house. What's going on, bro? Man, your merch, like what they created is super freaking cool, bro. Like that's cool looking stuff. David Edwards says, I am a naturally hot person, so no on the memory foam. Yeah, and that's the only downside that I've heard about memory foam mattresses is that they get warm. But yeah, let's get back to the topic of like customer freight. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up for me. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers, so I got a long way to go, but I'm trying to get to 200,000. So if you wouldn't mind sharing out this live and bringing people to my channel so I can get to 200,000 subscribers, hell, let's make it 300. You know, let's try and get this channel up to 300,000 subscribers. What do you think about that? Walcott. Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember. I've stopped there a couple of times, but you know, I don't run that corridor that often. When you put a cot on the wall. Oh, there you go. I see Walcott. I see what you're doing. That's hilarious. Come on with it. That is hilarious. David Edwards says, plus I like a firm bed. Well, then you would like the bed that I sold with the Mack truck, because that was pretty freaking firm. I'd be happy with 50K. Jackknife, don't sell yourself short, man. Hey, I want to be at 300,000. Go to 500,000, dude. You want 500,000 subscribers. Here's the thing. Let's build my channel up so I don't have to drive truck anymore. That's an idea, right? That's something that can be accomplished. I can start another business, an entertainment business. Oh, I want to talk about this. You guys know SoCal Trucker? The guy, SoCal from obviously Southern California. He put a video up the other day about him working on the set of a music video. And the performer, the artist, was Madchild. And that was so damn cool. I've seen Madchild live a couple of times. He's a Canadian rapper who is, in my mind, like the GOAT of Canadian rappers. Now you can argue that Drake, I'm not a fan of Drake. Tom McDonald is from Minnesota or from Canada, but Madchild is freaking, in my mind, the GOAT of white Canadian rap. And it was cool to see SoCal on the video shoot for one of his videos, because he's not like a super mainstream artist. He's like a B-lister, I would say. You know, a lot of people wouldn't know who Madchild is. The way that he raps is very unique. He's kind of got like a higher pitch voice. Super good artist though, like super good. Nevada's in the house. What's going on, bro? How are you doing, man? Hope everything's good with you. You dropped a video the other day too, so it's good to see you back making videos. You're good at it, dude. You're good at it. Jackknife, your content is getting very good. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest. Like, I'm too scared to put on. I'm scared to put on a GoPro and do anything other than my dash cam when I'm driving. That's just my fears of stuff. Sorry. Driving with John says, I would be happy if I had 100 or 10,000 and actually got monetized. We'll keep working at it, John. Let's get John. Don't stop at 10. Go to 30,000 subscribers. Jackknife TV says, I know you run 81 a lot. You should check out White's Truck Stop, exit 204. Okay, I'll check that out. I haven't been there. Come on with it, saying hi to Nevada. Can you put DIY in a reefer trailer to warm him up? Yeah, that guy's going to need to get warm after he... Wisconsin's getting snow and cold weather right now, too. I can't believe he's doing it again. But it's for the kids. It's for the kids. He was on, like, their local news, too. He sent me the clip. So it's pretty funny. You know, he's big famous now. Big famous guy. Probably won't talk to me anymore. As you saw, he came in here real quick and then disappeared because he's too big for little guys like me. Michael, if the 15 people watching this live share, you should be at 300,000 in 74.5 years. Yeah, there you go. There's some heavy hitters in here, man. Nevada's got a big channel. Jackknife's channel is blowing up. You know, I know there's Cents Per Mile's got it. I mean, there's some big channels. You know. Or yeah, I got your email. Insult says, try some rock and roll. Dude, I listen to some. I listen to more alternative rock than actual rock and roll. I mean, I grew up in the grunge era of like Nirvana. I like the Foo Fighters. I do like what you would consider like rock rap, like Rage Against the Machine. So I listen to some rock, or not rock and roll per se, but I do listen to, like, you know, other music other than rap. Rap's just something I like. Yeah, Jackknife. You know, Tom McDonald's good. I'm not saying he's not. I like him. I think he's... You know how people can clickbait the hell out of you on YouTube? He kind of does that with music. However, he's very, very talented at it. Him and his girlfriend, Nova. They're both very skilled and very good artists. I wish I had half the talent that guy has, or Nova. I mean, they're very, very good. And I like Upchurch, too. Walking Each Other Home. That is such a great name. Hold on. Let's give out some wrenches. Let's give out some wrenches. That is such a great name. Who doesn't have a wrench? You know, maybe I should like my own video. Walking with Each Other needs a wrench. Add as moderator. RJ's got a wrench. Who else doesn't have a wrench in here? Man, everybody does. I must give this crap Zimmerman Seal Coat. We're not going to make him a moderator. Zimmerman Seal Coat, if you're listening, you're not a moderator. You need to do better. You need to do better. All right. Enough with that. No. I mean, I have heard of them, but no, I don't listen to them. I listen to a lot of, you know, some of it I would consider underground, like you wouldn't know about them. There are a lot of local groups that I like in rap music that are out of Minneapolis, St. Paul area, but then I'll listen to like Vinnie Paz, you know, your lower, they're not lower because they're very, very good and they sell millions of records. They're just not mainstream. You're not going to really hear them on the radio, because to be honest, they don't conform to like what the record labels want from them. And I think that's huge. Like I was talking a little bit about Tom McDonald, like where I wouldn't put him like in my top like 5, you know what I mean? But what he's been able to do, like just by himself and with some help of some friends and his girlfriend, like, man, talk about hustling. Talk about all the work and dedication. Like I hope he's a multimillionaire, just like I do with Mad Child. Even though Mad Child has a checkered past, I mean, he's a Canadian citizen who was not allowed here in the U.S. for a long time because of some drug convictions. But he got that all cleared up, and I think he lives in California now. I think he moved out there a while ago, a few years ago. Music City Transport's in the house. I'm sure I missed a bunch of comments, but it jumped on me. Music City Transport says, hanging out in Salt Lake, may go to Home Depot, may not have time. Well, what do you need from Home Depot? Get something cool. Jackknife TV says, so considering you're on YouTube here and have channels, what's everyone's take on finding you? Causing you harm, LOL. So considering you're on YouTube here and have channels, what's everyone's take on finding you? I'm causing you harm, LOL. You're not causing me any harm. I don't understand. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. My old man found my channel and watched some videos, and he thinks the Russian mafia is going to come after me, and now a bunch of loser truck drivers. You know what, Jackknife? Everybody's got haters. I mean, everybody does. Here's the thing. You're doing what you're doing, and it's your channel. Do what you want. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean everybody has to agree with you. And that's like the position I'm in. I know when I spit off about hood trucks and things like that, people get defensive or mad, or they don't think it's right that somebody's successful right now. Like I must be lying. Well, I've gotten to the point where I just don't give two F's what you think. Like, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to leave a comment. You're entitled to all these things because you know what? I'm putting it out there. You're entitled to it. I am not somebody that believes my ways are the right ways, but they work for me. So I'm going to share them because maybe they'll work for somebody else. And you're doing the same thing. You're putting out shorts, calling people out on their crap. That should be done. You know what I mean? And I know you've gotten some hate for that and some shit that shouldn't have been said to you. You know what, Jackknife? I hope you don't get offended by me saying this. You made a comment in one of your videos where you were going after the trolls. You talked about your lazy eye. I have a daughter that has a lazy eye. She's had surgery. She wore a patch for years. Things are good, right? But like, if she was to take off her glasses and not put them on for a few days, you would see a little discrepancy between her eyes, right? And you made a comment on that video that people were making fun of you for your eye, right? And you were putting up pictures and what people were saying to you, right? And then you made the comment on, had you worn a patch when you were younger, those same people that are making fun of you now would have made fun of you for wearing a patch. You are so freaking dead on. You are 100% right. And you know what? F them. You know what? You have people, I don't always agree with the stuff you say, right? But like, you have a supporter in me, if that matters at all to you. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do. I support a lot of people that, I talked to a guy the other day. Well, it was just a couple of chats. He's going through a rough patch. Like, and I feel bad. Like, I support, like, I think the guy's a good dude. Do I agree with everything that he says and does? No, I don't. But it doesn't mean that I can't be human and feel a little bit for that guy. And when you put that troll video out, I was like, man, that's like, That's personal shit, dude. Like, that's stuff that you've probably dealt with your whole life, and that should never fucking happen to you. Sorry for cursing. We're long enough now that I can curse. So if you're still in here, man, you like, do your thing. Be yourself. Be authentic. Not everybody needs to agree with you, and not everybody's going to like you. And you know what? They're going to talk about their disdain for you. Just ignore it. I know it sucks. I know it's hard, but just ignore it. That's what I've learned to do, is I just ignore it. I don't leave a comment. I don't give it a heart. I don't do anything. And if it gets to a point where it bothers me too much, I just, delete you. It's that simple. Man, I missed so many comments. David Edwards, what about a cow? No, I don't know that. Is that somebody too? See, I learn a lot of music from other people. I'm going to look that up. Is that a rapper? A cow. Oh, yeah. No, I'll have to listen to that. Oh, it's Adam Calhoun. Of course I know Adam Calhoun. Of course I know him. David Edwards says, I have a channel, but don't feel as though I should advertise it yet. I have ideas for stuff that I haven't seen yet. Hey, man, post something you haven't seen and then share the hell out of it. Come to, not that I got a lot of pull at all, like 13 people in here, but, find people on YouTube and that support your channel. You know what I mean? That's how we should grow channels. I've gotten support from DIY, Cash is King, Nevada, James Best shared out some of my videos before. A lot of people are willing to help people. Walking each other home says, you can't have lovers without having haters. Right on, man. Or you're 100% right. And you're going to have that in every aspect of life. Like I said before, there's people that have left comments and attacked some of the things I've said that are 100% factual. But because they can't do it, they think I'm lying or that I'm misleading. Not my fault you can't do it. Not my fault that I can. I put forth the effort and the work and the determination to achieve my ultimate goal. Everybody can do the same thing. Come On With It says, everyone is brave and talks trash online, but in person, face to face, it's a whole different story. What's that say about a person? Well, keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? If I lip off, listen, I've had my ass kicked plenty of times. I have had my nose broken not only in hockey, but outside of hockey. I've lost teeth in hockey and outside of hockey. I've taken many punches because I've lipped off to the wrong person when I was younger. And I learned if I really need to say something, I need to be willing to maybe suffer the consequences of what I'm saying. And if that means I'm going fisticuffs with somebody, now I'm 42 years old now, that's the last thing I want to do because I'm going to be sore as hell for multiple days. Yeah, David, Adam Calhoun, good people. Barry, I jumped down. I'm sorry. Let me get back to. Jackknife says, what's really funny, Scott, is I don't think I've ever made fun of or had blank said about me so much than by 20-year-old adult truck drivers. Even Never was even really a problem in school. Well, that's good, Jackknife. And like I was saying, man, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? We all have something somebody can pick on us about. I mean, you know, I got a freaking wrong side, or where is it? I got a freaking mole right here. What was that actress that had the mole right on her face? Cindy Crawford. You know, we all got something. You know what I mean? None of us are perfect. You know, which is funny. I was gonna make a joke, but opted not to. But I'm going to. No, I'm not. I'll offend people with that joke. Oh, that's funny. 504 Boys. Yeah, I know who they are, and I was a fan of Master P in my young. Actually, that guy, like, you want to talk about a guy that like had a vision? Master P absolutely had a vision, and he made buco bucks on that vision. A lot of other people made a lot of money too. Jackknife says, you got to be careful. Fight people now, especially if you're like myself and gave a particular set of skills. Nothing like going to jail for defending yourself. Yeah, you know what, though? Like, so that's happened to me. I've been in fights, and it's been proven that I was defending myself and I wasn't charged with anything. But you know what? Like, in that heat of the moment, when a cop shows up, whether you're defending yourself or not, like, they have to do their job. And the easiest way for them to do their job is to detain both parties. You know what I mean? Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. But in the end, you know, you don't get in trouble. Not saying you should do anything, but are you going to Matt's? No, I'm not. If you're asking me, I will be working because I have to make money. I want to. I'll go one of these years, but also it's a truck show. Like, the reality is, I don't care about no show truck. I don't care about any of that crap. I will never own anything like that, and that's something that I have. Like, I'm not talking crap about them. Like, people love those trucks. They put their time, their effort, their money into getting what they want. I have other goals. I'd rather spend my money other ways. I would like to see some of the new trucks that are coming out, you know, like a new Freightliner or a new International, new Kenworth, things that they've done. You know, I've seen some of Jackknife's new Kenworth T680 Next Gen, and that's a cool looking truck, very aerodynamic, and that's the stuff I care about. I don't care about some stretched out freaking W900 or Peterbilt. That stuff doesn't intrigue me. I don't need to go see a bunch of people trying to sell me different insurances and things like that. But I think it'd be cool to like run into some people, you know. Some of the bigger YouTube channels, I'd like to say hi, you know, whether it's Asian Mai or just trucking, or, you know, even if you were there in Nevada, like, to introduce myself to these people would be cool, because some of these people have helped me. I've talked to some of them, you know what I mean? So it'd be cool to like meet them face to face. Other than that, I don't need to go to a truck show. I see trucks every day. Now I know that you're self-conscious about your mole. Now I know. No, I'm not self-conscious about it. I give two F's what you think, John. I know it's coming from a place of making fun of me with the other things you make fun of me about, and you know I laugh them off, and I make fun of you for the same things. Oh, come on, Scott, get a load to Kentucky at least for a day. I don't need to, man. There's other things I can do. Tax write-off. So you know what, Barry? So are my fishing things, because I stop and look at equipment. I actually bought equipment on my last trip. James Best, what's going on, man? Saw you were live earlier, watched you for a while, and then figured I would go live. Hope everything's good with you. You're back in your truck. You're back working. That's cool to see. People saying hi. Yeah, see, I think some of that stuff would be cool to see Jackknife. I did look at hotels out there, and I don't want to spend what they want on a hotel. I'm actually thinking about taking another family trip with my family. My daughter is coming home from college for the summer, and she'll be home in a couple of weeks. She's got some finals, and then school's done. So I kind of want to hang out with my family. And like I said, truck shows, it'd be cool to meet the people that have helped me, the people that I've talked to, the people I've emailed, if they're even there. Other than that, like I said, I don't need to see no. This is going to sound ridiculous to a lot of people, and I'm not like hating on it. I like, minus the DEF, minus the after treatment systems, I like the look of a lot of the new aerodynamic fuel efficient trucks more than I like your flat top Peterbilt or Freightliner, because I wouldn't want to live in it. And I live in my truck for weeks on end. I wouldn't want to live in something like that. I wouldn't want to turn my engine brake on and brrr, that doesn't intrigue me. You know what I mean? I drove trucks like that when I started my career. I would prefer what I'm currently in. James Best says, truck and trailing, getting some new wheel seals and U-joints. Don't think I'll be done by Monday. Oh, that sucks. I know how tough that is too. Make sure you check. I know you have your mechanic that you go to, but I had a wheel seal replaced on my my Mac last year that ended up failing, and I needed like a whole new spindle. So the shop did just terrible work on my truck. But hopefully you can get it out of there quickly so you can get back to making money. Oh, and I'll say this too about what I've heard James talk about is how he runs to his 8-hour break and shuts down. And people give him crap for that. I run that way. You know what I mean? I've made videos before where I have to run 600 miles a day and it freaking kills me. Oh, I'm getting loaded. Or I got hit. I'm getting loaded. Sweet. This is going to get really bumpy, so I am going to sign off now. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe out there. If you're going to the truck show, do a live stream, something. Let us that aren't going see what it's like. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here. Yeah, maybe I'll go live later. Take care.